Right, I'm going to start, if anyone's here or not, because it's just a chat. But I'd like to say, I got this bottle off a friend ages ago, and it, I think it's quite good within this chat because it says it lights up with these little lights. I think it was a gift one Christmas, and it says, friends are like stars that twinkle brightly above. Because like I was trying to say in chat yesterday, if you're someone who believes they're trying to help people wake up, or whatever you want to say, and I've got this on because I'm a bit cold today, I don't believe that trying to help people, going about it in a sort of way where you're not really telling people what your beliefs and truths are, and talking about it, but just sort of trying to tell people that they're sort of stupid, or they don't know this, or they don't know that, isn't helping anybody. And that isn't what friends do. There's certain ways you can go about doing things, but not sort of talking about what you think your truth is. I don't believe it's doing anything. And you know who I'm talking about, as I've just mentioned this to somebody. But that's what I believe. Sorry, I've just been doing a bit of... I did a drawing last night because I stayed up late watching a Trump rally, which I was meant to be going to bed, and I was drawing out these faces, so I'm just putting the detail in these girls' faces that I was drawing out last night, because my eldest son said, "You were up late last night." I said, "I know, I ended up watching the Trump rally." What a great speech that was, as usual. I can't even remember what he was saying now, stuff about the borders, about illegal immigrants, saying, "Oh yes, we want them, but we want them to come in legally, obviously, not people we don't know with bad intentions." Exactly. Why would anyone want that in any country around the world? He was going on about Obamacare and how they've got rid of that and bringing prescription drugs down and this, that and the other, which is the way it should be. Paying too much. People are paying too much, as we know. Don't know who's there. Say hi. Could be somebody lurking, I don't know. I was just watching a little bit, and I saw Jeff Sessions talking about their suspicious packages. Love little Jeff Sessions, Jeff Stealth Bomber, Jeff the Stealth, silent but deadly. Talking about the packages, which we all know is from the Democrat side, and the guy, I can't remember what his name is, that they found, obviously innocent till proven guilty, as he was saying, because that's what they were not trying to do with Brett Kavanaugh. They were saying guilty before proven innocent, because that's how the Democrats, that's how, how their minds work, because they are Demorats. But the guy, I can't remember his name, is who they found. Guess who he supports? The one who's supposed to have planted this. Guess who he supports? Guess what party he supports? The Democrats. So the Democrats are sending him to the Democrats. A media outlet, a Hollywood actor, some of the high-ranking political leaders. The Democrats doing it to themselves, all trying to pin it on Trump or the QAnon movement, whatever they want to do, because like I said, they haven't got anything to pin on anything, so they have to make their own crap up, which is just absolutely pathetic. And they're making themselves look absolutely ridiculous all the time. More hashtag walkaways from the Democrats, because I think they're even getting sick of it, the party. Also, he was saying, these people will be found, these people will be charged, blah, 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 because it's a threat to law, blah, blah, blah. Exactly, and that's what's going on around the world, all these people that are trying to do these threats. Reminds me a bit like in the UK of the Skripal poisoning and Russia. That side, the left, if we want to call it right and left, made all that up to point out to Russia, to try and try and blame Russia. And then you've got the Democrats doing this, because this is what they do. So I watched a bit of that. Watched a bit of the Trump rally last night. It was great. I sort of woke up when that was on and I thought, no, I need to go to bed. Also, I was just watching a Palladian guidance sort of video that popped up, because I do like some of them, and it was that Barbara, I don't know what her name is, in Ireland. And I just love what she says. Whether people say it's disinformation, it's not real, this, that and the other, made sense to me. Talking about people waking up, the Great Awakening, which I will keep talking about, because at the end of the day, what I see at the minute, with even people commenting on here, thinking they know better than other people, like I said last night, it's not when you woke up, how you woke up really, how long you've been awake, as long as it starts. and you start seeing, yes, it's hard to wake people up, and someone's just said to me about trying to sort of help me, which is like, fair enough, but you've got to remember, people wake up, evolve at different times. I believe we're supposed to wake up when we're meant to wake up, when we're ready to wake up. Even if there's been bits of doubts about the matrix, if you want to call it, for a bit, what mine has, because I've always thought different. Get people on, I said I don't think outside the box. I find that very funny, very, very funny, because I'm definitely not in the box, because I don't believe in sort of normalish things that other people believe about. But people's realities are different. People wake up of their own accord, and I believe they wake up in the time they're supposed to. Some people are going to wake up late, and some people are never going to wake up. As much as you talk to them or try to nudge them in the right direction, they'll never wake up. When this comes out, they'll just be abruptly woken up. And that's why I believe even some of us who aren't highly evolved, because this is the label thing that's going on again, you know, I'm more evolved than you. No, just waking up's getting there. And the more evolved you come, the more you'll carry on learning. You're never fully evolved. So I don't like people going on about someone's better than someone else. No, because you'll always be constantly evolving. Like I said last night, if you're ascending to the next level, you're still going to be learning in that level. So you never stop learning. So we're constantly, infinitely evolving and learning. That's how I see it in my reality. So it's like my mum. What is evolves? I mean, when you evolve, if you've been watching my channel, when you evolve, you know, with your learning, evolving with spirituality, when you're learning and you're evolving, you evolve. Like when you're younger, you evolve. You're a child, you're a baby, you're a toddler, you learn how to walk, you fall down, you get back up, you always get back up, because you know you can do it really. You get back up, you learn, you evolve from different stages. Like you might not be the same person as you was when you were a teenager, because you think different, because you're always constantly learning. Maybe things that you learned then are not true for you now. Maybe you did things in the past. You know, you hear people saying, oh, I was a bit of a one when I was younger, I got in trouble with the law. Not me, but that's what some people say. But now I'm a different person, because you're learning. Oh yeah, I've put evolves. I probably spelled it wrong, but who cares? But you know what I mean. I can change it after. Still tired from last night, but you know what I mean. And it reminds me of my mum really, because my mum will say certain things. She's got a big thing about OCD and cleaning, and she'll always be like, I don't understand why people don't do this, and I don't understand if I go around somebody's house why they're like this and they don't clean like this, or they don't do this, as an example. They don't do this because I think this way, and I do this and I do that. I said, yes, but mum, that's you. That's the way you do it, because she's a bit of a control freak. That's the way you do it. So because you do it that way, and that goes for people on YouTube, because you think something, or you found something out about truth, you think everyone should know that your way. So I say to my mum, no, mum, I do my things different in my way, and you do things different in your way. And her down the street, or him down the street, they do different things. No, she doesn't. But when she visits, it's very hard, because she just sees things like we all do really, but hers is a cleaning example. Why do people not do this? Why do they live like this? Why do they not do this at this time? I have all these things and I do this and this in the day. I said, because everybody doesn't think the way you do. They might get round to that thing that you're doing, but not at the precise time you do it. And they might not do it the way you do it. You just do it the way you do it, because that's the way you do it. But she tries to project it on me and other people. No, I don't mean, oh yeah, I'm tidy, but not everybody's, you know, everyone has different ways of doing things. Like, I might do something and think, oh, I'll leave that till this afternoon because I'd rather do it then. My mum would be like, I'm doing it now, and then I'm like, well, it'll get done, but I'll do it when I want to do it. I'm not doing it because you told me to do it. No, I'm a Pisces. My mum's a Taurus, and that says a lot, and so is my sister. But I'm not a cleaning fanatic, as in, you know, and polishing every day and this, that, and the other, because I don't think it's good. I think that it's bad for you. It can cause cancer and leukemia and all sorts of things with all the sprays and stuff. So, like I said, Scorpio's good. You know, you've got to try and... My dad's made a sort of natural cleaner, so I need to get some of that stuff to do that. But I just mean, your house doesn't have to be untidy. This is just an example. But she just sees her ways right because it's her way. And it's like, that's your way, not my way. You know, toys in the corner, it's not messy in here. It's not messy in the front room. There's a bottle out from last night when my friend came because, you know, I mean, yes, I could have moved it. Well, I will in a minute when I've drank my tea. But, you know, this is what I'm saying about evolving. Just because someone may have been on their spiritual path or whatever you want to call it for years doesn't give you the right to tell other people that they're not doing their spiritual journey right. You have to go through certain learning curves, something you might believe in, maybe next year you won't believe in, or 6 months you won't believe in, or it might just take a different turn. Oh, thank you, I made this ages ago. Take a different turn because we're always evolving and we see different things and we move on to different things. So, like I said yesterday, it's not about who gets a medal for knowing the longest or being on the path the longest. As long as we're starting to wake up. The red pilling thing, as everyone says, it's hard to red people. I've realised that now. I don't really do much of it now around me. I do it on, well, I don't say I do it on here because most of you on here are on the same path, most of us. Just trying to find truth out, that's what it basically is. Knowing that history is a total lie. I don't mean everything in it, but we've been told porcupines basically to keep us away from the truth, and that is a fact. Hi. Everybody grows and evolves at a different pace because our brains work different. Some will get things straight away and some will be able to read the signs, the symbols, this, that and the other, blah, 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 blah. Some of us don't work like that. Don't forget food and drink and stuff like this and things that have been given to us. Chemtrails, believe it or not, all that sort of stuff. I believe there's stuff interfering with our telepathy, our pineal glands that I said last night are being decalcified, or calcified, whatever the right word is, to dumb us down. That's a fact. I don't care what anyone says. In my reality, that is what I'm seeing right now. In my reality, that's what I'm seeing. If you're a person who wants to help people sort of wake up, or whatever you want to say is evolve, it's like I said the other day with people on here. Don't sit there sort of talking in code. We don't all work in code. The Illuminati, whoever you want to say it, they work in code. They've always done that with symbology and numerology, loads of stuff like that, which is to do with alchemy and stuff like that, which is for us all to know, but they don't want us to know. That's why some people call it evil, and it's not, but I'm not going into that. Is some of us don't work like that. Just say it as it is. Like Trump, they all hate Trump because when he's at a rally, whether you like him or not, I'm just saying, because that's another political thing about what Jeff Sessions was saying about the suspicious packages. There shouldn't be political violence just because you think different. My God's different than your God. I've got political... That doesn't call for violence. You've got different opinions. Yeah, we get a bit heated in chat, so what? Doesn't mean I'm going to call for violence for someone. But at the end of the day, they hate Trump because Trump says it like it is. He doesn't talk cryptic. He doesn't talk the talk and doesn't walk the walk like Obama and all the ones before. He tells you as it is. And he's brilliant and he's quite funny. If you actually take the time out to watch his rallies, you're offended because he's telling you the truth. Well, some people are offended. Others were just like, yep, that's true. That's true. You know, people are hating on him because he's bringing jobs back. People are hating on him because he's making his country better again. Bringing jobs back to blacks, Hispanics, whoever. He's, you know, all this stuff he's bringing, you know, the Medicare down and this, because that you know, some countries are paying more for it. We should all be equal. I don't care what other people think. It's make the UK great again. It's make America great again. It's make Australia great again. It's make every country, make your country great again. He's got no people hating on him, make America great again. Of course, why wouldn't you want to make your own country great again? You're a legal immigrant, then you should be coming in legally, not unillegally, because we don't know what your intentions are and why you're really here. As that's what Trump was saying. We want you to come in, but you're coming in the right rules. Some people, when they go to America, have to wait 10 years to get in. You can't just jump a line because you're, you know what I mean? Look, you've got to go through the right rules and laws. But the Democrats don't do rules and laws. Fact. And people who think that's you know, oh, you're offended by it. What, you're offended? So you'd want everyone coming to your home country illegally and just doing what they want to do, blah, 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 if you get what I'm sort of saying. No. They're not saying they don't want people, they're saying you come within the law. So we'll see what happens with the so-called caravan in America, because they're not going to get through. Fact, they ain't going to get through. People will say on different channels, oh, well, you know, it's all a lie. Trump's just the same as the other side, flip side of the coin, because politicians are all the same. Not this time. Not this time. He's not a politician. He's a businessman. And they needed a businessman. Reason being, I've said this before, you look back in history, Hitler didn't die. They went underground and they came back up with institutions and more so corporations, businesses. So I think they needed a really good businessman who knew what he was talking about, who can bring things under money. Judicial Watch defends migrant law. They needed a businessman. That's what they needed, not a politician, because most of the politicians don't do anything for us. They do it all for themselves and all for the elites of those people that are in the gang. Do you know what I mean? They don't do it for the people. They're supposed to do it for the people, but they don't. Trump's giving the power back to the people, along with Q, to the people. Like he said in his speech last night, oh, it's a globe. I've got help. He said something about helping the globe. He said America first, then the globe, because it is to help us all. No, I haven't seen the recent Ohio result. I've just been watching bits and bobs. I've not watched that much, but it just makes me laugh how people don't understand. I believe, in my reality, that it's like nature. Seasons change. Planetary changes. There might have been different planets in different areas maybe years back, but they all have to align up with nature and different things in the universe, I believe, where things happen. I don't believe things far back, as what we've been told in history is dated that far back. I think it does go off seasons and planets and things. There's a cycle of life that repeats itself every so many, I don't know what it is, what is it, so many thousands of years, and it comes in again. I believe that's what's happening again. You know, I saw someone going on about the Bible today, as in, it's how you read the Bible. It's more of a code. It's more of a, you know, some people will know that. Some people will look at it totally different because they're not reading it right. And it's all in there. That's what I believe, though. And that's why I'm saying people evolve at different times. You can't push people to evolve. Like someone's trying to tell me I'm going to be thinking different in 2 years. Thinking different to what? Maybe I will. Because you do evolve and move on to different things. But at the minute with the Q conspiracy theory and Trump, that's not going to change my mind. They're helping. As far as I can see, me inside this vessel, all I can see is good, as in it's waking people up, so I can't see anything bad with that. Things are going to change, yes, next year, because someone was saying I might think different in 2 years. Of course things are going to change. There might be things with the economy, I don't know yet, all sorts of different things are going to change drastically. It may be slowly, but they are going to change, because these things that were put into place, banking systems, whatever, there's lots and lots of different things, they were put into place by the elites, Anunnaki, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I'm not saying anything, just these people way back when, and it was all to benefit them. It wasn't to benefit us, the people, it was to benefit them. So these things do have to change, because we all know now, Trump knows, Q knows, they have to change. I don't change because I am told, I change because I know. Exactly, that's a brilliant saying, because I was going to say that as well. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Those things have to change, like I said the other day, even if they brought a new banking system in, or so, I don't know, something in that's new that the whole world would have to get used to. It'd come in slowly, but we'd have to get used to it. Like I said, the UK, we didn't used to be in the EU. We were fine without it, so we will be fine without it again, and we will be out because we voted out, therefore we will be out. We know what's going on. So, it's like, you know, if hang on a minute, put that on there. So we were out, we voted out, we're out, so hiya. So it's a bit like we have to get used to these things, and we would get used to these things. Like I said the other day, you go to a new job, you get a bit worried because you'll be the new one there, there's new people, but after time you get used to it, you get used to the job, you get comfy. That's why some people don't move jobs when sometimes they hate a job or they're not really liking it anymore, because they've evolved to something else and maybe they want to try something else. So But they were a bit like, should I go or shouldn't I? I've got to go through that whole process. I was talking about this to my friend last night. She was talking about new jobs and that. Oh, I've got comfy there and I know the thing, but it's a bit too far where I live and all this, blah, 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 and all that. But you just sort of, you get used to it once you've been there, then you get comfortable there. So it's just one of them things. Isn't it lovely when you get little bridge dwellers? They don't like you talking about truth, the little children. Yeah, it's good to be nervous. It's that feeling thing. No, and then you get used to it, realise, it wasn't the big massive thing that you thought it would be. Because that thing about knowing as well, I was trying to tell this person today, I don't need to be told to change, off somebody else, because I'll know to change myself. You can't be pushed off somebody. You can't do that with people. You have to let them see it for themselves. That's why with the Great Awakening, the red pilling or whatever you want to call it, I talk about stuff on here because most of us talk about the same things, or we know bits and bobs even if you don't believe all of it. And you can tell friends, and like I said, my friend got that glazed look a bit last night because she still watches Italian stuff like that, which is fine. You can tell people, but it's very hard. High on a hill is a lonely goat herd. Yodel, yodel, exactly. Makes me laugh. But let's just ignore those. Well, they're a bit like the Democrats, I see. They can't come with anything creative, so they always come with disgusting comments and stuff like that, because that's all, they're not very creative, are they? No, I've got a scarf on because I'm a bit cold today. So, what was I saying then? I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying? Remind me. Yeah, you can't, you can nudge people in the right direction and sort of try and guide them. But if you're talking in code and that, they're not going to get it anyway. But I just think now, I've told some of my friends that know bits and bobs, and they've heard it off another friend when I went to a friend's the other day, and she said it. She was a bit like, all right. But really, if they're not listening, they're not going to listen. They've got to wake up by themselves. If they're still distracted by the physical, because this is a physical world we live in, and it is distracting. We do live here. We are allowed to enjoy the physical things. Some people make out on some channels you shouldn't be enjoying nothing. Like really, you should be living in the middle of a field with a grass skirt on or something, and just not. It's okay if you don't know English. You do quite well. In a mud hut, and just basically you're not allowed to have anything. We were sent here to enjoy the physical things, but in a loving way, not in a way to hurt people and this, that, and the other. People got too greedy. We got too greedy. Through fault of our own, I say a little bit, but through fault of what we get shown through the television. Because like I've said before, the television, in my reality, don't care what anyone says in here, because I know most of you are on board with this, we know for a fact that that thing in the corner, even this thing I'm talking on, adverts, celebrities, all this is to work against us. MK Ultra, a lot of these people are MK Ultras as well. I believe that to be in our reality. Someone said the other day, oh, it was brought out in the 19 whatever, for people, like I was talking about alien crafts that had landed on, and it was on a channel yesterday about in the UK saying, oh, but that was brought out ages ago. That's not about anymore. Yes, it is. Entertainment business, the music industry. Sorry, guys and girls. Entertainment as in sports. People get MK Ultra. You see it all over the internet. It brings their, what do they call it, alter egos, or I don't know what they call them. It makes people do different things. It's all to control. And then these celebrities are controlling other people. They're controlling our children. Yeah. And to control us, because it's controlling your kids, like parents like, oh, look at my little daughter doing a twerk. It's not good, people, doing a twerk. What? Because the celebrities are doing it. You sexualize, I don't care what anyone says, you're sexualizing your children at a young age, but you think it's all a laugh. And you think it's all, oh yeah, but such and such a body's doing it, these singers are doing it. Yeah, there's a reason why they're doing it. A lot of things go back to children. A lot of things go back to paedophilia. Wait till you find out about that one. Then you might realise what you've been bringing in. It's not necessarily our fault, like I said. It's bits of our faults, but like I said the other day, we've been educated, and this isn't the teachers, this is the people above. We've been controlled to join in this way, if you know what I mean. We've been They've been brainwashing us, you know, to think these things are cool or trendy, so we must do this because this is trendy, or because a lot of people, not being funny, I don't even listen to that much music anymore with the stars and that. Celebrities, especially in Hollywood, especially these big people who are getting paid loads of money, you know, these big stars, that the younger generations look up to all these crappy rappers putting shit out there about smacking your bitch up and hoes and this, that and the other. I'm sorry, it's disgusting, and it's making young men and people think that that is how you treat your women. No, you don't, and it splits families up. Fact. If you don't think that's true, sorry if you listen to that sort of music. There's good people out there, but it's a lot of, they try to get rid of the good people. That's why I believe a lot of people like XXXTentacion. I'm not saying all these people were good. Prince, Michael Jackson, all these good people, Michael Jackson. Don't care if anyone thinks, oh, they came from Illuminati family, they were in this, they were in that. Maybe so, but they didn't want that. You can tell by Michael Jackson's songs what messages he was trying to put out to the world. All that stuff they said about him was bullshit. It was a lie. Rap grap, I call it. Yeah, exactly. It was a lie. He was putting stuff out there for messages, like one of his latest songs, was it the They Don't Really Care About Us? No, because the elites don't care about us. They don't, they don't really care about us. Sang songs about the world and love. They hated it. They tried to control him. He didn't like it. He's made as much money being dead as he was alive, because people still loved him and buying his stuff and all the energy that wrapped around. So I don't care what anyone says, and that was brought up on the 4chan, 8chan, whatever that. He wasn't what they said he was. He wasn't fiddling with kids. I don't care what anyone was saying. Look at his parents. He was, but what I'm saying about the stars is there are a lot of them out there that have been brainwashed, or they're basically sold to the devil. They don't care. They have no empathy. Hi. And these people are brainwashing our children, because it's that entertainment culture, the rap culture, the singing culture, the stars, the Hollywood. You know, all the kids like, I've heard it all. I hear it all. It's not 'cause someone's telling me, I hear it. Kids, teenagers, I'm going to be famous when I'm older. I don't need to do this because I'm just going to, I don't know how they think they're going to do it. I'm just going to go here and I'm just going to be famous. You know, I'm just going to be famous. Oh, right. How are you going to be famous then? If you knew about fame these days, you wouldn't want to be famous, because you won't be able to do what you want to do. You'll be controlled. And when they don't want you anymore, they'll either discredit you, demonetize you, or you'll be killed, because that's what happened to Tupac. And all these people, when you start looking into it. I was just watching a video about Prince. Do you remember when he used to write slave on his face? Trying to wake up from the system. They don't like it, do they? Nope, they don't like it. All these people from them generations as well, from more like my generation as well, they got rid of, didn't they? Oh, it was dead funny. Well, not funny, but weird, I should say. You know, when all these celebrities started dying a few years ago, and oh, they've died of this, they've died of that. Really? Really? That's what mainstream media put out, didn't it? So if mainstream media put it out, don't believe it. Anything. The artist formerly known as Prince. Yeah. And what's the video about when Prince died? Was on the Queen's birthday, wasn't it? The Queen over here. Really? And he was named Prince. Was that a sacrifice? There's a lot of sacrifices that go about. Makes you think, but some people think this is whack. That's all right. That's not your reality. It's my reality with what I've been looking at. There might be snippets of different things. You see, it's like I said before, all this stuff about extraterrestrials, there's people out there doing videos with disinformation in, lies, but even in the lies there's truth. Do you know what I mean? Even in the lies there's truth. They're trying to cover something up, trying to take you away from it. It means there's truth in it. There's definitely something out there, because we are not the only ones. I am sick to death of people saying, oh, we're just like a speck of dust in the universe, that the Earth's not anything, they don't care about us, we're like an ant farm. I don't believe that. I think we're special. I think the whole universe is special. I think if there was civilization, we're all special, because we're all connected. Oh, thank you. We're all connected. Like I said, I believe that if we're all connected, then so are the planets. So therefore, I've shown you this before. I believe, you don't have to believe this, there's planet Earth, right? There we are. There we are. Hi. There's all these other planets, galaxies, I don't know, you know, what it looks like, blah, blah, blah. There's all these interdimensional things as well. We're all connected, like through, you know, a thread, a spider's web, whatever. We're all connected. If this dies or gets blown to smithereens by bloody nuclear wars, because that's why we believe they will not have that. nuclear wars, because if something happens to this, because this is like a library for biological, it's like a biological library with us in it as well. This disconnects this connection here, which will disconnect that connection, which will fall like a domino effect and will affect the universe. That's how I see it. It might sound pretty whack, but if we're all connected and everything's connected to everything, animals and everything, hi, don't forget, if you want to talk, put it out there. Incense, not incense. It will disconnect like a big domino effect. If we're all connected, distances, all relative connections with the sun. Yeah, but yeah, and if something happens and it disconnects, to me, all that will fall, because we're all connected to everything. Everything's everything. We are everything. Energy, light, sound, vibrations. But so are plants, so are animals. There's things going on in the earth. Connections, like I said about trees before and their connections and how they speak to each other in their language. Everything's connected to everything. DNA, DMT, or whatever you call it, everything's connected to everything universally, because we are from the universe. We are all one. Yeah, it doesn't fall, Dolly, just check. Yeah, well, changes, but... And maybe that's why things are changes, because some things are disconnected and things are blipping in and things are blipping out into other dimensions. Just because you can't see something, elements and different things and energy doesn't mean it's not there. Hi. Yeah, keeping control of the right frequency is key. Exactly, Miss Q, which is hard, is what I've said the other day. When people come on here, and I will say it again, and I'm trying to talk in chat, and trying to remember what I'm saying, and you're getting people coming on trying to put disinformation in, just like before when I've had to flick some people off because they're just being rude, because that's all they can come out with, like Democrats, all they can come out with sexual stuff because they're not creative enough to say anything else, or don't believe it, or the trolls or whatever, is, they're trying to bring your frequency down to get you off that frequency, because I saw something today as well, which we all know anyway, electric universe, yes, we're all made of electric. Tesla, all these things. That's why these electrical devices affect our energy waves, and they put certain things out in the waves. You can't see a wave, people, but it's there. Microwaves. We shouldn't have one in my house, but just because you can't see an energy wave, a source that is there, doesn't mean it's not there. We know it's there. Like I said, if you've got a dog and you have one of their dog whistles, you can't hear it. They can hear it, but you can't hear it. Doesn't mean just because you can't see into a next dimension, doesn't mean that there isn't different elemental, I don't know what the right word is, interdimensional, because a lot of these are like, they're energy waves. They look different to us because they work off different frequencies. Doesn't mean it's not there just because you can't hear it or see it. If you sit long enough and meditate, things will start coming in. The only thing that makes me laugh when I meditate sometimes, I've got to get more into it, is what is that blue spot that's always there when you close your eyes? Looks like a dark blue spot to me. Yeah, the vibrations, the vibes. I've had things happen in my house when my nana passed where it sounded like there was a pebble on the floor. And if you listen to this, I've got a wooden floor, so... But it wasn't like that. It sounded like a pebble. Because I have crystals. There's some crystals in here. I'll show you. There's some crystals in there. Copper wire around me, big... clear quartz, and it sounded like someone was chucking them on the floor. When I looked, there was nothing there, and it happened at my sister's after my nana died, and she said she heard it was like a pebble, and a partner heard it, but the thing is, they've got a carpet, you wouldn't hear it. If anyone knows or remembers when I did a chat about my nana and people coming in on talking through radios and stuff, and my picture fell off in the hallway, and it said something about life on it. Life is, actually, I'll go and have a look at it. It fell off the wall. And I was like, oh my God, what's that? It fell off the wall. And this was the picture up here that fell off the wall. The top one. And it actually says, life is a journey, enjoy it. Which I was saying before. It's not the years in your life, but what counts. It's the life in your years. But that fell off the wall. And I was talking about life, and that fell off the wall. I was also talking about my nana, and that fell off the wall. Ooh, 17 people watching. Also, because I don't know if anyone watches. Yeah, that was Nana. It was definitely Nana. saying her energies are still here, do you know what I mean? They're in a different dimension as light and energy and stuff. That's what I believe. I'm not saying that's true for everybody, but that's what I believe. Also, hang on a minute. Also, I said I watched Huff. People might not believe this. Huff Paranormal. Now, some people don't believe this is true. They think it's scary. They wouldn't get involved. But I did do a thing where I had the radio thing on my phone, the app, and I said hello, and I was thinking of my nana, and I'm not joking. If anyone saw that video, in the background it sounded like my nana saying hello, and it was very faint, and it was like hello, and it sounded like my nana. Now, some people say, oh, this is demons coming in. This is that. Well, think about it. If we're in electrical universe and there's still energies about of people, you know, in the spiritual, their soul self, not this flesh and blood vehicle, the soul where we ascend after what comes out, I believe. Are they communicating through the electronic devices we have? Because we didn't have these years back. Maybe, you know, we see orbs and stuff like that and they channel through people, but I'm like, makes a lot of sense. Can they travel through electrical currencies and different things? So my great aunt's picture fell off her. Oh, did it? Did it? Oh God. Yeah, then you're like, they're still here. They're still here with us. You know, you can feel those vibrations. I've had, when I was younger, I said I used to live in army child. We were in the army in the barracks when I was younger, and I used to have dreams a lot about aliens or something like around me in a circle, a recurring dream. Yeah, Huff Paranormal, and there's another guy as well. I think Huff's very good. You know, some of it's scary because you do get the lower vibrating energies. They're not good. High, you know, people say it's demons. But think about it. If you passed, I don't know how the world works properly. I'm just saying this is what I'm seeing and this is what makes a bit sense. We're all trying to find the truth out. If you passed and you're what is classed as a bad person, and maybe you get stuck here or in different realms because you're not ascending. Maybe you still ascend when you're a soul. You'll still try and ascend to different, you know. And if you're still in that bad vibe, maybe you've moved on to a different dimension, but you may get stuck there. That's maybe when people see people still here, you know, manifesting as you see something. If there's still bad souls, which I still think there can be, they're still going to come through on stuff, I think, and they're still going to try and distract you and stuff like that because they don't want you to know the truth. You know, if that's the way they always are, maybe they're not changing, and maybe they get stuck in their dimensions when they say, oh, you know, some souls don't pass on, maybe because they're not truly being what they truly should be. Even when they've passed on, you've got to be in love. Like Huff says, it's all about love and light. You know, you can change the person you are. This is what I've said before. All these elites and all these bloodline families, you know, if all this is true and all this and blah, 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 at the end of the day, you don't have to follow suit of your traditions of your family and be like that family. If you know deep in your heart it's wrong and it's hurting people and this, that and the other, it's hard if you live in that house. You know, when some people will say, oh, I was from this religion, but I had to be like that because my whole family was like that, and it was very hard not to be like that. Yeah, sending signs. But, you know, in my bedroom, I used to think other things because, you know, blah, blah, blah. But when I moved, then I could fall out of that religion or whatever it was. It doesn't have to be religion, but they came away from it because it's hard, but you can change the person you are. If you want to be more loving, you've got to work at it, people. You know, if you get angry a bit more, if you do this, if you do that, if you curse and you don't want to curse as much, you can change it. It's just all about, you know, you've got to try to do it. You can change the person you are. My mum's still here somehow. Sends messages. They do send messages. You can ask for a message and it will come in a different way of like, you might ask to say, you might put it out to the universe, you know, like to a lost one, not a lost one, but, you know, someone who's moved on. You might ask for a specific thing that only you would know, like a red heart or something, I don't know. And you could put it out there to see it within this day or within this week, but you've got to be vigilant because you will see it. It could be anything. It could be on a heart on a book. It could be on a picture. You go to someone's house and they go, oh, I've got this new painting and it's got, and you're like, messages sent. Heart in the background. Be the person you want to be or not to be. Exactly. You can choose to be the person you want to be or not. You don't have to be told of anybody, you should be this way, you should be that way. I used to get told of people, oh, you need to be a bit more harder, you need to be a bit more because I am quite emotional. And I thought, no, it's not me. I work off my emotions. That's why I get passionate about things. If I didn't, I wouldn't get passionate about things. I wouldn't feel upset about things to think I want to come on here and talk about stuff. And I think I'm trying to help people. I don't know what people think, but that's why I said I'm going to be doing my positivity. You know, I said Happy Soul Sunday on a Sunday, which is going to change to a Friday, but after this Sunday because it's the Q anniversary. You know, whether you believe it or not, that's fine. Just different opinions. And then maybe it'll change to, I don't know, Good Vibes Friday something. And it's going to be a lot of art stuff and a lot of intuitive painting and drawing and chats about positivity and how we can. I just think if we're talking about that anyway, it's lifting people's vibes. I don't care what anyone else says. I don't care if people come on here trolling. If you are trolling and not liking what I'm saying in a way of positivity, you're on the wrong channel. I don't really care for you and your opinion. That might sound harsh. That's not in love. Well, it is in a way because, you know, you need to go somewhere else and go and look at other channels. But these people that I see that are definitely trolling, I will be flicking them off or getting rid of them or whatever in the end, or totally ignoring them. Yes, Callum, I do believe that. It does move on. It is consciousness. We are all consciousness. See, I won't flick you off because I know you've got things in there. You just come across as a bit sometimes, you know what I mean? Yes, it is like a material life is like a drop in the ocean. Yes, don't take it seriously. It's that. And yes, but what you're saying is energy is never consumed. Energy, consciousness is energy. Yes, it is. Yeah. You know, I believe in all that, but I may say it in different ways. It might not be in the same way as you say it. I'm not very good at getting what I mean across, but I try to. Yes, I am referring to you, Callum. No, I'm referring to you as in what you've just said about energy. Yeah. No, I just mean trolls who I see as low vibration, as in the ones that have just come on before, just putting stupid stuff out about sexuality, like stupid things. Not, you know, we all get mixed up with some things and we see some people as some things. Sometimes we're trying to, like you text me before, I said about trying to get things across, but some people don't take it into the head. They do it in certain ways, they evolve in certain ways. Sometimes you've just got to let them. But yes, I do get what you're saying about that, because consciousness and energy and everything, you know, it's all rolling into one. I might not explain what I mean properly, but I know most of you get what I'm trying to say. But what I'm trying to say is when I do my, well, I say when I do my positive channel, I think I'm trying to be positive on here quite a lot. It is to boost us all up because we need to be lifted higher, because I'm sorry to say there's lots of people out there, and no, I'm not referring to you, I'm talking about people out there in this world, at work, friends, family, because it can be friends and family as well, you know, who, because they're in a reality of other things and things that get them down and drinking and stuff like that, which I believe bad low energies can come in too much, they're trying to bring us down. And if you're a little light in the world, a bit of high school, think positive thoughts, exactly, and that's what my channel will be about. If you're a little light, shining your light, put this out for the world today, you know, had a bit of incense going on, a bit of positive love to, and my intention was for humanity, by the way, freedom for humanity, that was my intention today, do it every day, is if you're shining your little light of positivity, the reason why it's hard is because the lower vibrating people will come along because they don't like it, because if they see you all happy, because they are not happy, they don't want you to be happy, so they'll try and drag you down in certain ways of wanting to stop you from saying certain things, wanting, oh, don't do this because it's this, that, and the other, oh, you should be more like this. No, I'm not you, I'm me. I don't want to be like you. Yeah, we might be friends, but I don't have to believe, you know, I don't have to do it the way you do it. Like I was saying about my mum, she thinks certain ways and says, I don't understand why people don't do it this way. And I say, that's because that's the way you do it. It's not the way I do it. I'm a different person to you. I may be your daughter, but just because you brought me up does not mean that I sort of believe in the way you do everything. Even though my mum's a fantastic mother, but when she comes to her OCD, I can't stand it. And I don't do things the way she does it. I don't put things away the way she does it. I do the way I do it. It's how my sister acts. Exactly. It's like, I'll do it, mother, but I'll do it when I want to do it. And I might put something away different to the way you put it away. You know, in the be all of everything, does it really matter that I've left that bottle over there from last night, which I'm going to go and put in the bin outside, but I left it there last night. You know, she won't be able to sleep knowing that was left there all night. I'm like, there's things in the world, Mum, going on that's much bigger than leaving my friend's bottle that she had of cider last night on the side. You know, there's bigger things in the world, and you're getting in a lower vibration about that bottle over there. Well, whatever. Do you know? Takes my energy away. It does. And when my mum comes, she's like a troll. I know that's, which I'm joking, but I always say, oh God, I really think that you'd be working for Hitler. Jokingly, meaning, because when she comes, she's lovely, she helps me and my sister out a lot, she's lovely like that, but she works different, and she's always like, she's very controlling, as in, you should be doing this, and she's like, in the morning, you know, as soon as she gets up, like, should be doing this, and should be doing this, and like, when I get up, Mum, I like a cup of tea, you know, your breakfast, whatever you do in the morning, you have your own little ritual, don't you? And I don't mean their rituals, I just mean a ritual of like, you get up, you sort of do the same routine, like you might get up and have a cup of coffee, you might not eat anything in the morning, you might have your breakfast, you might have, you know, I do my hair and makeup while my son's watching telly, you have your own little things, you might watch telly, I don't, I draw sometimes in the morning, at night, you have your rituals at night and in the morning, you know, that thing that you sort of do. She wants me to do what she wants to do, which is get out of bed straight away. Don't have anything to eat till at least 9 o'clock at night. Don't eat all day. Don't do this and don't do that. We're all different. You know, we're all different. Some of us are grumpier in the morning than some of us are more brighter in the morning. Sometimes it takes other people a lot of time to wake up, you know, and get going, getting that energy and stuff like that. But I try to say to my mum, and she knows as well, she goes, I know, I don't know why I'm like this. I said, you need to calm down, you need to chill out, you need to stop thinking, you know, just be with one, you know, just go through your day, you know, you don't have to be so, ugh. I said, where are you going anyway? Where are you going? Where are you going in a rush? The only thing you're going to rush yourself, I said this to her, because she's on the go all the time, which is good at her age to be on the go, as in, if you just sit there as you get older, I think you lose you sort of, you know, your energy vampires, you lose your sort of, you know, if you don't use it, you lose it. I said, but you do too much, like, she's always cleaning, she's always on the go, she's always got paint, big tubs of paint on her back, and this, that, and the other. She probably will pass live 100 because she's always going, but the thing is with my mum, is now she's starting to say she has to lift her arm over because she's hurting her arm, because she literally carries loads of cans of paint and stuff like that. She's decorating a house on her back because she doesn't drive. All this, I do enjoy her, but I've tried to tell her she needs to calm down or she won't be here, because she's hurting her body, as in she has to lift her arm up to move it because it's aching, because she does too much in the day. There's doing, you've got to do something, because I believe if you just sit there like one of my great granddads did, and just sat there, started watching the telly, you know, when you're older and you just sit there, and he never stopped, he never walked, he just started sitting there, and that's all he ever did, was just sat there doing nothing, not using his brain, just watching telly, nothing else. So if you don't use it, you lose it. So then he stopped walking because all his muscles were going to waste, and that's how you get, like, when you get older, when people can't walk, you have got to sort of stay on the go. But she's doing too much, where to me, she's like breaking her body because she's doing too much. There's a balance. We have to keep our boundaries. Yeah, and I tell my mum all the time, and we do have arguments because we are not the same. I'm a Piscean and she's a Taurus, but I love her. She knows I love her, but she is brilliant. I mean, for her age, she is brilliant. She's on the go. She'll decorate. She'll like do everything. She's brilliant like that. But what she doesn't understand is we're not the same people. Yeah, if you don't use it, you lose it. So that's why I say to her, I believe that to me, she needs to do something like yoga, because I mean, she doesn't exercise, but she does because she walks everywhere. So that's good. She walks. That's good. She's not in one of these things. She's always doing stuff. But I said, for your health inside, you need to slow down a bit. She needs to slow down a little bit. She doesn't have to stop the things she does. She just needs to slow down a little bit. But I think she'd benefit from something like, they are stubborn. Taurians are so stubborn. She is, and my sister's one as well. Birthdays straight after each other. She is stubborn. But I keep saying to her, you need to do something like, Tai Chi, or, moving the energies, or yoga because I think it will help, you know, keep joints supple and stuff like that, that you need in old age. I don't believe as you get older you need to be killing yourself with totally loads of exercise, but you do need to be moving and keeping your body supple. That's why I want to get into it. I keep saying this. I want to get into it. I'm trying to find a good... I did used to watch someone, Bohemian something yoga. I need to find a good one if anyone's got any good channels to watch. I did used to have a book on it because when I was doing it, I realised that I was pulling all my aches and pains out, and I've been feeling very achy lately when I wake up from going to sleep. Like I said, it's like I've been running around the universe doing a 10-ton of weightlifting. I feel really like achy. I have kettlebells. I do like kettlebells, but I do get that thing of like, what's right and wrong? Like, should you be lifting stuff? Does it grate on your bones? I know this sounds bonkers. Where I see yoga as quite like gentle, but you can feel it working the next day, if you know what I mean. And I do believe it stretches you all out. And then you've got that thing on YouTube where everyone's going, yoga's evil. It invites, you know, like when people go on about the Kundalini, oh, it's evil, oh, it's this, that, and the other. No, it's not. They want you to think it's evil because they don't want you doing it. Because most people who start doing yoga also start wanting to meditate. I'm starting to meditate a little bit, need to get into the yoga. And that's why they don't want you doing that, because they don't... Yeah, Pilates. I've got a Pilates machine in the loft, but it's too big to have out. It's annoying. They don't want you to do all that sort of stuff because that's the sort of stuff we should be doing as well. But they don't want you to do that because you might be getting in contact with the conscious universe, and they don't want you doing that, people. No. Got to be dumbed down and calcify your pineal glands and all that sort of stuff. Try his life force. Yeah. I've seen a lot of who's the people who do like the energy and they can move it and they flip things over and all that, bit like what the Buddhist monks do and all that sort of stuff. It's brilliant. So we are more powerful. He's being nice today. So that's why I was saying my mum has been in hospital for... Oh, keep that positive vibe going. Yeah. Well, that's why I'm hoping when I start doing my art stuff and my positive talks that there'll be stuff that can help people in that. Send some energy. Keep positive thoughts going. What was I saying then about... I can't remember. Jog my memory. Yeah, Reiki. All that sort of stuff. You know, that people... Oh, it's evil. The devil will come in. No, it's what actually has been hidden from us, that we should be sort of knowing the knowing, you know. But I find it very interesting. This is what I mean about people getting confused and people coming out with half truths, some truths. The truth. We're all trying. Me as well. I'm not saying I know everything. I'm just like, there's something, you know, we're seeing all this stuff, we're hearing all this stuff, and it's making more sense to me than history we were told at school, because like I said, we know that history was a lie. A friend said yesterday, yeah, love and healing intentions to you. Thank you. My friend said yesterday, her daughter's at college doing art, history and something else, but she really doesn't like history. She did at school, she doesn't like history anymore. And I'm thinking, is that because deep down, with your intuition, she knows she doesn't like history, not because she doesn't like it, because deep down in the soul, we know it's a lie. So we're not interested in it, I think. Is that why sometimes we're not interested in some things? Sometimes because we know it's a lie. Take yourself in. Well, Callum, you know what this tattoo is? And I designed it. It's Mother Nature, because I believe... And this is what I've always said on my path. That's why I was into the alchemy stuff before. It's because nature, I don't care what anyone says, because I know most of you on here believe it and know this to be true. Nature is the biggest form of medicine. You go out in nature, whether that be your garden. If you haven't got a garden, get out to the woods or something. This is what I'm saying. Me as a child, when I was in the army, I said this to my dad the other day. I was brought up on the barracks. We lived in the country down south. I was always, as a small child, because you didn't think about fears of naughty people being in the woods and this, that and the other. It wasn't that much of it about then, or didn't seem to be. Yeah, nature heals itself, exactly. The planet, our Earth, Mother Nature is trying to cleanse at the minute, is I was always out in the woods, always playing in the woods, natural sandpits in the woods. We had a swamp. The park was on a swamp. You wouldn't have a park on a swamp now. My sister was always falling down the swamp holes, always falling where the grass snakes were, taking grass snakes home in a lunchbox to my mum. We had cows on the back. We had a bull that used to get through the farmer's fence and come on the back. We had a goat stood on our doorstep once. We had a ferret. We were out in nature constantly. We had a swamp, a children's play park next to a swamp. No barriers cutting you off. My sister used to fall down the swamp all the time because they were like little tufty grass mounds, and if you fell in between them, they were pretty deep. The lads used to pull her out. We were very small, but we, like my dad said, we just used to go off and play in the woods round the corner in them days where you could, and everyone played with everyone, and everyone knew where everyone was. Everyone looked out for everyone. Don't do that much these days, do they? You used to play in the woods. The farmer used to come out with his gun, with his shotgun. We used to be like, oh, the farmer's so evil. He's horrible, you know, in your imagination. He's trying to kill us. Oh, the farmer. He wasn't. He got his shotgun out to scare us, to get us off the bloody swamp so we wouldn't fall down it and drown ourselves or hurt ourselves. But world gone mad, you know, everything has to be, camping. Everything has to be, what sort of safety stuff now. So we had a play park near a swamp. One of my things I used to love sitting there collecting acorns for, because I used to believe in fairies when I was younger, using that imagination that they try to stop us from using now, was an oak tree. I used to call it Mr. Oak Tree. It was one of my friends. I used to dance around it. Funnily enough, I found out that one of our Celtic family crests has a oak tree on it. Oak tree, wisdom. Oak tree's good. Yeah, climbing, everything, looking at flowers. I remember lying down in a field. It was full of chrysalis caterpillars. Maybe that's why I love butterflies. They would all come out, all the butterflies, all over this field. Nature's always been in me, always loved it. That was where I remember being happy, near rivers, even though I got chucked in one once by someone when I couldn't swim. There was a tree that went down the river. You could climb down through the tree, had a hole in it. That was our secret place. Nature is beautiful, and these elites are trying to destroy it. Fact. Mud cakes, yeah, well guess what? My mum hated me playing mud pies because we'd get dirty. She didn't like you getting dirty. And I said to my dad yesterday, I said, oh God, I remember once she said we could go and do it. Me and my sister were like, oh my God, we're allowed to get dirty. Kids, you've got to get dirty to build your immune system up. That's why they want you cleaning your areas with this chemical shit in your house. So when you're cleaning your floors and your little babies on the floor putting their fingers in the mouth, they're not building up their immune system because you've got all this stuff on the floor which is more poisonous than dirt because there's chemicals in your cleaning products. But you put it all over your floor and your kid climbs all over it. So yes, your kids should be out in the dirt. They should be getting dirty and having fun in nature the way it was intended. You should take your shoes off, preferably in summer, like I've said on posts before, and get your feet connected to the earth and ground yourself. Yeah, it is about going within, Callum, because everything is in with everything is within. When they say like God is within, we all come from one. It's about going within, not this materialistic outside. It's about going within. Once you go it within, you will see there's much more within, and then you've got to project your within outwards, not taking the outwards within. Go within and then project it out, and it's hard, people. Natural minerals, yes. We never had refrigerators. No, all this stuff's been here well, we thought it helped us because it makes life easier, but really, it's killing us off. And this is why I said to my mum the other day when she came around with the cleaning stuff, and she was like, oh, and I went, Mum, if you Google the ingredients on the cans of whatever, sprays and stuff, it can cause cancer and leukemia and all this. And by the way, have you seen the new news about the cereals with weed killer in it? Cereals that your kids eat that cause cancer. Roundup. Funny how it's called Roundup. Sounds a bit Nazified, that, doesn't it? Roundup. It's got Roundup in your cereals. So I've stopped getting cereals in now. I'd rather them have fruit or toast, even though it's hard because in lots of the foods they're doing all this stuff and you don't know what's what. They're saying, oh, this is organic. Is it organic? This is vegan. Is it vegan? What's in it? You truly don't know. That's why we're deceived by a lot of things. Yep, they spray it on the crops, exactly. Pet foods, that's why a lot of pets are getting cancer. You think about it, we all get cancer these days, you know, more than it seemed to be years ago we didn't. Or they'll say, we didn't know about it. Yeah, right, whatever, because it's man-made. That's what I believe. Pets are getting it now. Dogs and that, 'cause some of them hate dogs, don't they? Animals, you know, they're not, it's not even about us killing the plants off, killing the crops off, killing the wildlife off, killing the animals off, killing the trees off, because they're killing everything off. They don't like anything that is natural. Yes, Roundup and cereals is disgusting. Took their time announcing it. Exactly, took the time announcing it, but they've got to announce it because all this stuff with Q and Trump, they're bringing it out. So all of a sudden it'll be, oh, we've just found a cure for cancer. We're going to put these things out there now, you know, because we think this might work, you know, like with the CDB oil thing, whatever it's called. Things will start coming out. That's why Trump said in one of his speeches, oh, technologies and something about medicines might be out in the next 5 years or might be earlier. He said that because he knows they've got it and they will bring it in, because they can't just blow it out there, because everyone will be like, what do you mean? We had the cure, we've had the cures for whatever for this long, for diseases that my family have died of, this, that and the other, devastated people's lives. They've always had the treatment, because most of it's been made, a bit like AIDS really, that was man-made. You want to go and research that? It's not me just saying it, it's out there. Do you mean the Truman Show as in the film? The Truman Show. And it's all out there in films as well. You know, like I've said before, they put things out there because the universal law is to tell the truth. The way they tell the truth is they put it in films, believe it or not. Sounds a bit whack, but it is. And then we sit there thinking, oh God, that's a bit odd, isn't it? It sounds like blah de blah. And it's like, no. Yeah, there's cannibalistic. Oh, there's just so many mad things. Well, a lot of us are in the Truman Show and we're trying to break free, and that's what it's all about. It's very hard. It's not easy. Yeah, everything inside the show is very irrelevant, but it is very hard in a physical world that we live in to try and break free from it, because I do believe there's more. When you go within and you start meditating, that you can go off in the other realms and this, that and the other, and you can all that sort of stuff. But we are still here in the physical as well. And when people sometimes say, oh, you know, I think something's going to happen where we're going to be taken off this planet, I don't think we will. I think we are here to help Mother Earth, but we've also got to know that, I mean, who's saying that your dream state, that is our real state, and this physical thing we're in now when we're awake is not real. This is the dream, and our dreams are real, but we forget because we're dumbed down, and technology stops us from dreaming, you know, when you have devices in your bedroom and this, that, the other. How do you know it's not the other way around, because everything's back to front? How do we know our dream life, or when you go and meditate and in your dreams and what's it called, astral projection and all that is our real state, and then it's sort of our deceiving, sort of distracted physical life. This bit's a dream, this bit's the matrix. If you get what I'm saying, I can't really explain that properly. It sounds a bit mad, but you know, oh yeah, everyone's in the Truman Show. Yes, but I understand that, Callum, you see, but it's very hard for me to explain what I mean, because I know everything's upside down and back to front. I know that where we are now is, if you want to say, Lucifer's world, the devil's world of deception and deceiving. So if everything's back to front, if our dream world is us really in at what we should be, where we really are, yeah, consciousness and all that, our physical realm isn't real, but it seems like it is. But that's how we're controlled and deceived. And is that why DNA's been changed, or is that why they've dumbed down our pineal gland, because we can't dream as much as we used to, you know, stronger, because the foods are not working well for our bodies, you know, with what they spray it with and all that. Yeah, an inverted world, so everything's opposite. We know that when mainstream media put something out, we know it's the complete opposite to what they're saying. And yes, it's inverted, like the cross, you know, if you're religious, they will wear it upside down, it's inverted. The star, like, you know, people say, you know, the pentacle, the pentagram or whatever, it's upside down to them, and like devil worshipping's upside down, because I believe that there was nothing wrong with the star pointing up. That's, to me, spirit, earth, what do you call it? Sorry, my son's distracting me upstairs. earth, air, fire and water, the 4 elements, and then you've got spirit at the top. That's what the points are. And the circle around it, I believe, is like spiritual or whatever, but they always have theirs upside down. We want to take our signs back. They're not as evil as people have made out them to be. That's what they've done. Dreams are for cleaning energy from the day. Yeah, there's all this stuff, but that's like I'm saying, I feel like dimensions are clashing together. Yeah, that's why I'm saying I may sound like a confused and I don't know what I'm talking about. It is very confusing and it's very hard for me to try and... I'm not very big with words. I'm not one of these who comes on like, oh, I'm like the scientific da da da. I'm just a normal person trying to wonder, trying to find the truth out, and things are singing to me because I'm just like, you know what? Did you know that they only about 3% of the human... Do you know what they call it? Oh yeah, junk. So they say like the DNA, and then we've got junk DNA. I've seen all that sort of stuff. I watched that much stuff. It's hard to filter through what's real, what's not real, but a lot of it makes sense. And that's why I say when you're sitting in school listening about history and certain things, you're like, I was wondering why I was bored and I wasn't good at them things. Maybe it's because I knew deep down inside I wasn't interested in it because they're not true. Yeah, junk DNA. Yeah, it's a tad cheeky calling it that. Yeah. All this sort of stuff. That's why I said I got excited yesterday. I wasn't sad. I looked at the moon and a shooting star went past. I was like, yay. And I looked out again early this morning and saw all the stars twinkling. And I just can't remember them being that shiny. Or was it just me? Really twinkly. Really. Oh, by the way, the person who said the 3 stars were there. So it was obviously a time of night. They were great, but they looked like they were singing to each other because stars do sing. You know, that had twinkle and that one. But they're so twinkly. Who knows everything? Well, actually, saying that, we do know everything because we know, we do know everything. It's unlocking it, yes, it's limitless. We do know everything, but I believe that's why I put the channel up with the name is we all evolve at different times, and I think we do know everything. It's just bringing it in and depending if you're getting distracted of everything. So we do know everything because everything's everything. And the knowing knows everything. So if the knowing knows everything and we're part of everything, we do know everything. But it's still confusing, if you know what I mean. Because, like I said, we've not been told the truth. Like, we're finding out the truth by ourselves and our experiences and what's... You know, you start shutting down to the control systems, you know, of what's been going on for a very long time. But if we were told the truth right at the beginning of what we really are and our powers and this, that and the other, and where we really came from, who's the creator, blah, blah, blah... all that sort of stuff everybody argues about, and this isn't to have an argument about it, we would know. But these people didn't want us to know because they don't want us to know the truth, because knowing the truth is a powerful thing. Knowledge is power. If you haven't got the knowledge, I mean, we have, but it's been locked away deep down inside, and that's why it starts coming up and you start thinking different things. That's why I think different. But like I said, I've always thought different because I've always grown up around nature and thought, I don't understand why people are doing this, and like why people don't see happiness in the little things that I got happy last night just because I saw a shooting star, but just different things. And like it's a learning curve. Life is a journey. Like I said, the more we ascend, whatever it is that we do, I don't definitely know, but you'll always be learning on that next level. You'll go up to a next level. Maybe I'm on the next level. Then you'll evolve. Like next year, the year after, I might be thinking something else. Not about who's woke us up, I don't think, but there'll be different things because I want to get into more meditating more deeply because I don't do it for that long, and yoga and stuff like that. And I'm trying to change my life for the way it's weird. I see myself even looking a certain way, even clothing and everything, which isn't the fashion that everyone's wearing at the minute. I see myself in a vision in a few years' time, even about, I know this sounds weird, even my hair colour with my greys coming in. You see here? I want my hair to be grey. I don't want to be like, it's very hard because I do like my hair colour, but I guess this is another evolution of me coming through my next stage of life with grey hair, but we've seen as old. It's not old. I've seen beautiful women and men out there with grey hair. It's gorgeous. To me, it's like another step in evolving, you know. I vision myself, I can see myself looking, I don't mean looking different, just my hair, just, I don't know, can't explain it, but it's not how I am at the minute. Yeah, mature, it's like us growing. A lot of people get grey hairs at really early ages, so I don't actually believe it's to do with anymore. Like people say, oh, you've got less of this in you, or you're not eating this, that, and the other. Because I've seen people from rich families who probably get all the good food in the world, if you know what I mean, and the right stuff, and their hair turns silver or grey. I just think it's just one of the natural things, and they've always made out of it's a sign of aging and all that. Well, it can't be a sign of aging if people get it younger. I see more of it as a sign of different sort of evolution, I think. So I want to grow it out. Holy shit. What's holy shit? I don't know if you... Mexican restaurant? What's that? Right, hang on 1 minute. Sorry about that, just have to find my mixed fruit and nuts in a bit. Oh, it's chilly today. The sky's very cloudy. Cloudy. Bye, Callum. Thank you for talking. Oh, I'm freezing today. Freezing. But sorry, I'm just a bit hungry. But yeah, I do think that about hair, and I think, well, it's going against the system, isn't it? If, you know, you keep dyeing your hair, it's got chemicals in it anyway. I know there's natural things that they can put in your hair, but I thought, well, you know, let it come through. That's why I've started wearing headbands. Thought maybe you can hide it with a headband a little bit and then let it come through. But I have seen beautiful women and men with silver hair, and I think it looks absolutely stunning. All you silver people out there, let's be silver. Exactly, wear it proud. Hi, I saw your videos, they were good. But I know it's really naughty because I just had to warm my tea up in the microwave, which I shouldn't be doing, but that's not really being good, is it? Oh, but I was meant to show you. There was a... Oh, it'll probably be in here. I was meant to show you. Oh, let's put the heating on. Warmed up a little bit now. No, sometimes you won't get notifications because, you know, shadow banning or whatever. When I was in the garden the other day talking about nature, I was in the garden. Sorry, I've just washed my hair. It's a bit knotty. And I have these sweet peas that I grew, which remind me of my granddad, so I've always wanted to grow them because my nana and granddad used to love gardening, and they're not here anymore, so that's why I'm trying to get more into gardening and growing. I grew a little bit of food this year, and I was just testing it to do it next year. I want to get into gardening because my nana and granddad loved it, and I think it's a good thing to ground yourself as well. And it can be hard work, but, you know. And I was sat in the garden because, like I said, one of my rituals that I'm trying to get more into in the morning is, if it's not too cold, I haven't done it this morning, but I'll probably do it in a while, in the afternoon. I try to do it in the morning and the afternoon. Yeah, sweet peas are lovely. I will go and sit out in the garden with a cup of tea. It could be 5 or 10 minutes, and I will just sit there and just look at the flowers or whatever, or just sit there and not really think, just sit there. You know, like I said, sometimes I write things down because things come in, you know, consciousness. But yesterday when I was sat there, I didn't show this picture, I was looking at the sweet peas and thought, oh, because my sweet peas grow up this like triangular thing, yeah, shoes off. Well, I can't really do it now because it's freezing, but I would say shoes off in summer definitely, because it's just too cold here in the UK at the minute. I was doing these pictures that I'll show you again. That reminds me of like Shattered Matrix, and that one says believe, and there was this one, and then I was drawing. I love this one. By the way, I'm going to be doing some paintings, I think, of my paintings on canvas bags that I'm going to sell, because I think they'd be quite cute, you know, little positive little pieces of art you can carry around with you. There's another thing I'm going to do. This little scene of a little shopping thing. And then when I was sat in the garden, I thought, it's like if I saw a face in there. Yeah, I'm going to. I thought, yeah, it looked like hair going up and all this. Thank you. Yeah, well, this is why I always draw stuff like this. Yeah, I'm going to be doing some bags. This came up. It's not finished yet, but it was a face, and then I don't know if you can see, all her hair is going to be, it doesn't look like anything yet. She's got a little butterfly, little cute one sat there. It's going to be sweet peas, and it was all the vines and everything is her hair going up. So, you know, I just think things, and when it comes to me, and I just draw them out. That's why I said I'm going to be doing, thank you, I'm going to be doing a lot of positivity stuff through art when I do the Friday thing. It'll change to Friday, because I think in my head it comes through art, you know, like intuitive drawings and stuff like that. It all comes through art. I was sat here last night watching the Trump rally, people, so I was tired. I didn't go to bed. I watched most of the Trump rally, and I was drawing these, you know, like drawing girls. The detail's not in yet, so they've not come out yet. They've got to have the detail in, but it's just like flowers. See, I was talking about nature, falling roses and petals, and these 3 different girls, which I'll show you when I put the proper detail in so you can see the faces properly. These were loads of stickers that I made myself ages ago, but I will be doing a lot more on my little art journals and stuff. You know, we're going to be doing collaging, because I do think, like nature, I think creating some sort of art is good for the soul, and it's medicine. That's what I believe. My friend Thoughts and Perceptions Out Loud channel, she lives in the UK, she made it. She made 5 different ones for me so far. What a gift. Oh, is that what a channel's called? What's a channel called? I don't get what you're saying there. Yeah. Am I a Buddhist? No. No, but I believe consciousness, I mean, they get it, the Buddhists get it from consciousness, don't they? When you're letting all that intuitive stuff come in that we all should know. Because even Buddhism, and people have different names for different stuff, it's all the same. Coming into one, we are one. Look at that grey hair, sorry, it's just making me laugh. All comes into one. We are all one. And I just think nature, that's why when people say, what's your tattoo? It is meant to be Mother Nature. It's not finished off yet because I can't afford to get it finished off yet, but this needs shading. I probably will end up with a half sleeve down here because I want flowers on, bumblebees and birds and things like that. But I'm thinking, I think I need to draw them myself. This one was designed anyway by me, as in I sort of told the guy what to do. I don't like having, you know, something that everyone else has got in the shop, like where you can pick out and go, I'll have that one. So I just thought, I need to draw some of my designs and get them to do that. And I think I need somewhere a little tiny, not massive, but maybe in something that looks like a pattern, just a tiny little cue. Just to, you know, when I'm older, I'll be like, this is the story, this tattoo is the story of what happened, you know, the greatest story ever to be told. And there's the little, will always be there forever. Yeah, I believe in love and light, of course I do. I do. Heading off to hospital. Right, everybody, much love and light to Julia Magga for her mum in hospital. Positive thoughts. You know what? You should find her a stone. I'm not very good on stones. You should find her a stone. I can't remember what this one's called now. I can't remember what this was called. It is yellow. Find her a crystal. Put a lot of intention on it. Put it in a little bag and give it to her. And tell her to always put good intentions on it. I don't know if your mother's one of them who would take one. Put your intention on it. Give it to her. You know, you can Google what the crystals are and you don't have to buy dear ones. You know, tell her it's a healing stone. Sometimes when you tell people things and they believe it. Has anyone heard the story about, I can't remember what it was called, about the stone that someone asked for because someone said it was this pebble was a something pebble and then they took it. I can't remember what the story is, and it healed the son because they believed, because they were told, because they believed in their head that's what it was, because that's what they got told. That's positive thinking. That's the way it works as well. So find her a crystal. Even if it's, maybe if you go in a crystal shop and maybe if something just calls to you, you might not know what the properties are on it. A very good one anyway, if you don't know, is, this is a big one, and I have got a clock around it, is a crystal quartz. I also have a wand crystal quartz. But you can get crystal quartz more naturally, and you could just get a crystal quartz because they're very powerful. Very, very powerful. So get her a crystal and put your intention of love on it, and healing, and tell her it's a healing stone. She don't need to know nothing, just tell her it is, and she's got to hold it in her hand every day, and she must believe, you know, them sort of things. That's what I like talking about. Yeah, it's like I said before, I haven't done this for a while, but people know that what came on my channel when I first started it, and people told me that they did this, is you get notes, positive message dropping, and I will go back to this and I will be doing more of it. If you go walking in the woods where you know people go walking their dogs, or shopping, you write a note and you hide it somewhere for someone to find. You don't do it where someone can see, you do it where it sticks out and someone will find it, and it might just say on it, you are loved. It might just say, be happy. It might just be a little quote or anything, just so someone picks it up and straight away it's going to give someone that good energy vibe, because you give them a little note, and you don't know how someone's feeling that day. That might have just boosted their energy because they might have been having a really crap day that day. Imagine if you found a note, a little note, it could have a little drawing on it, a little positive quote. Selenite, yeah, that's it. I forget what the bloody names are, I'm rubbish. Imagine if you found the note. What note would you like to find? And you do that. Yeah, and people do it on rocks. We have a lot. My son has found about 10. We found a rainbow one the other day at the library, and it was about that big, and it's in the garden. We get a lot of kids doing that round here, which you can do it on that, and maybe I'll do that on my positive channel. You know, I said I'd do that before, where you paint stones. I've got, like this one. I believe this helps my plant. It's, the flowers have fell off, but the buds are, the little nubs are coming back, so it's ready to flower again, because I love orchids. And look, you know, I don't just talk the talk. I know it's the wrong way around. Love, the little pebble. You know, I have a lot of crystals dotted around my plants and things, because I just do love crystals. They hold information, people. You know, so yeah. It's all about trying to, we know we have bad days, we all can have bad days. It's about trying to stay in the positive vibrations. Yeah, they do a Facebook thing with rocks. I'm not on Facebook at the minute. I've got to get back on it. I've not got enough room on my phone to get on Facebook. But yeah, people do that. They do the rock. I know they do it all over the world. You know, you can draw a picture right on it, and then you leave it for someone to find, and then they either leave it to someone to find, or they take it, or they go home and paint one and they put it on. Yeah. All that stuff gives you good vibrations, make you happy. You don't know, you know the way the world works today, how they're trying to run people into the ground and make people feel depressed and anxious and all this, that and the other, and it's all there. It's done on purpose, people. I don't care what anyone said, it's done on purpose. Putting a message out there for someone that they're going to find in the shopping centre, or on a walk like you go on there, where you know a lot of dog walkers go, or something like that. A little message, you know. It's lovely. I did do once, oh, what were they called? I don't know if they're called positive. I know it sounds a bit off with what's been going on today. Positivity bombs or something. And what they were was handmade paper. You know, when you make the mushy paper, recycled, and they were hearts because I had this little heart mold, and you put seeds in them, flowers. So wherever you want an intention to grow, you throw these seeds, and when they get wet, the seeds get wet, and the plant grows, the flower grows. So that's symbolising when that flower grows, it's your intention growing. Your positive intention growing, and also it's making an area somewhere with a little bit of beauty because a little flower or something's grown there. That's the way I think. Some people might think that's whack, but that's just the way I think. It's all about doing things in a different way and seeing things in a different way. They even say if you're baking buns, you know, like I've been baking cakes, when you bake, you put your intention of loving it. Someone say, oh, it's like a spell. It's just your intention of loving it. And it'll be in there because you put it on there. And oh, I'll be showing you tomorrow the rice test. It's still going, you know. Yeah, I know most of you get me because I know we're on the same wavelength, and I know, I know you know. We know. Q knows. Trump knows. They know. Rooting eye to earth. Yep. Yeah, that's what they say. When you go and buy a crystal, I mean, you know, we all get things off the internet and that, which is a bit bad. But when you go and get a crystal, see, I've been to quite a few of mine were from like spiritual events. You've got to go and you've got to be whatever crystal you're drawn to, and then pick it up and hold it. It should give you a vibration. You should be drawn to a crystal. Not sort of like, that's why I said I didn't want to tell you what crystal to go and get. Really, you need to just be drawn to a crystal you like, and preferably if you've got a shop that sells them is better than sort of getting them off the internet. I mean, if you can't, you can't. Maybe just be drawn to the picture of the crystal, but to handle it is totally different because it's the energy. To be drawn, your intuition will draw you to the right one. Of course they did. They made us scared of our own power. That's why when people go on about, I've seen so much crap about, oh, crystals are evil, and this is evil, and meditating is evil. They tried to scare us to tell, especially people, I'm not being funny, if you're quite religious, oh, if you do that, you'll get in contact with the devil, and this, that, and the other. Yes, we have different entities because there's different dimensions, and you will get bad energies because we have bad people. So there's bad entities out there that try to draw you to the lower chakras, you know, of being, you've just got to hold the light and love. They don't like that. So they, like the fifth world has just said, they made us scared of our own power. We all have power, all of us. It's not set to one race, one bloodline. It's every human being on the planet, wherever you are. We all have power, but we've been told, you know, we've been taken away from it. Yeah, yoga was evil was a personal funny one. Yeah, is it you who does yoga? When I started seeing them videos, I was like, I've done yoga before. I'm not an evil person. They just don't want you to know that it's good for you. And maybe after that also you might want to meditate, because I think yoga is a bit like meditating. They don't want you to learn all that, to know that there's these exercises, and even exercise as in, you know, when you're meditating, that they want you to, they don't want you to know about it. Oh God, it's so funny. Oh yeah, be called a witch. I mean, I was into all that. I like witchy stuff, but not as in the dark occult, as in the elites, what they do. Because really, I believe that's what they called women and men years ago. You know, like the burning of the witch trials and this, that, and the other, because they knew how to work with the elements of the earth. That's what we should know as well. It's very powerful. We are all one with the earth energies as well. So they don't. It's like that natural thing again. Earth's a natural thing. You know, crystals and earth's energies and plants and that. They don't want us to have holistic medicine and all this, because they'd rather us buying the crap stuff that they sell, big pharma, which we all know about. I'm not saying all big pharma and all medicines are putting out there are bad, but they'd rather us not wanting anything natural, because they know for a fact that natural heals. Being out in nature heals. Certain music heals. Laughter heals. All that stuff they want to take away. They want to cut trees down. They want to do this. They want to sell us cotton instead of hemp, because hemp's more durable, lasts a long time. There's many things that can be made out of hemp, this, that and the other. But they brought cotton in. And it goes on and on and on when you actually look into it. Out there, fact. It was to stop nature knowledge in your local area. Exactly, and that's why a lot of people either got fired, a lot of people have got killed or ended up in funny things. Are they bringing it back? Trump will bring it back. Holistic medicine and holistic healers and people who, you know, do the herb stuff. People dying and all that, and people, when you look into it, it's like, why? How can something be so bad if it's natural? Because they want to make money on something else, and you know that certain things you can grow in your garden or in your house that's natural, that will help you heal, because we can all heal through that anyway. But they'd rather want you paying for something, fact, because that's what they do. Consumption. Hemp products, lady forever. Yeah, hemp, you've got, they used to make rope out of hemp years ago in the war. Hemp can be, it lasts longer. Hemp can be made into paper, clothes, absolutely everything. It's more better and breathable than cotton, I believe. There are other religious belief systems before the current main religion of the day. Many of us are returning to the old ways. Yes, we are. We're returning to what we all came from, and then a certain religion came in, man-made. I'm not saying the things weren't true in it. They've just twisted it to steer us away, to control the masses. Be like Jesus was trying to wake people up and tell them, you know, and what did they do to him? So there was something there before that was more natural based, more in with what people might be calling witchy or, ooh, the devil, this, that, and the other. No, it was natural from the earth. Fact. I had a Native American story. Yeah, more like they knew, didn't they? The Native American Indians, indigenous people like, you know, the, what they're called in Australia. It's just gone out of my head. Even people in Africa, the natives, like, that's still there now, that still work with the earth, these people, they knew, especially like Native American Indians, when I've talked about that talk and all that, they tried to, they killed them all off, didn't they? Made stories up, twisted it all around, because they knew the spiritualness, they knew the star people, they knew the earth, they knew what was in the earth, the spiritualness of different things you look at, they knew. The Aborigine First Nation, yeah, the same. They knew, they worked from the earth, they knew about stones and how energies are in stones and could have been someone before. All them stories out there, because they worked with the elements. We're supposed to work with the elements, but, you know, it's seen as evil. It's not evil, people. How can something natural be evil? It's evil if it's unnatural, and it's all this, like, this processed crap we get now, and that's what's evil. That's what's giving us cancer and killing us off and stuff like that, because it's unnatural. That's why they say Earth is a, if these entities were coming in, because it's a library of biological, natural stuff. That's what they're interested in. But at the same time, some want to kill it off, because they know we thrive off of it. If our world goes, if all the greenery goes, if all the bugs go, certain bugs, bees, especially birds, bees, stuff like that, we all go, because everything all works off each other. Like I said before with the worlds, and if there's different other realms out there and stuff, if that all disconnects through these connections, it falls apart. That's our planet too. If these connections of different things in nature fall, that nature can't work without certain elements in nature. Mother Earth knows, she's fighting against it. She's, you know, she's here, she's saying it's not just a war of physical, it's spiritual as well. And there's elements that you can't see that work all around us. As above, so below. You know. Anyway, I'm going to go, because I've got a few things to finish off. Mothership's coming round after. Probably talking about cleaning and how she doesn't understand how people don't do this and that. So I will just have to switch off and just smile. Like, okay. We used to live by the seasons. Exactly. Connected to Earth. Exactly. I was just watching something this morning about the seasons, about how seasons have to change for new things to come in. That's also what we do as well. Nowadays, yeah, I'd probably say a bit like, if you're, what's the word, they say it's bad to be, is it pagan or whatever? Yeah, connected to the earth. And so for long things, foods were substituted. Nowadays, the elite cabal are trying to return to the old ways called organic, which is overpriced. Exactly, and it shouldn't be overpriced, because at the end of the day, if we could all stuff, if we were doing it properly and they weren't killing stuff off and this, that and the other, geoengineering everything and weather and this, that and the other, food's free. We could grow it in our back gardens, but they don't want us doing that, do they? Because they want us buying. Well, that's why I said things will start changing in years to come. Big changes. Some people might not like it because some people are too earthbound, as in the material stuff, and it's just like, get over it. Let's get back to basics. I don't mean totally. I don't think we'll ever go right back to basics. I do believe we do need a bit of technology and stuff to help with. Technology is bad, but technology is good in a way as it could help with growing things and different things. But let's use it for the good and not the bad. Make your natural stones are cold, or they are made by man. Everything makes it cold. Even pearls and transfers heat and cold. P.S. God made food with seeds, not seedless. Exactly. So if anything's seedless, it's not real. That's what they try and do. Yes, your stones, you will know if your stones are real because they are cold to the touch, but when you hold them for a bit, obviously they warm up, but they are normally cold. Like that's cold now, but it'll be warm as it warms up. But the gemstones and that are normally cold to the touch. Yeah, get your hands dirty again. Oh yeah, with the hemp. Well, Trump's trying to make, certain areas legal and this, that and the other. That's what we need because they've been trying to make things illegal because they don't want us having the stuff that makes us better. I think too much of the good things sometimes can be bad. You've got to know what it is because I do believe some out there are still putting crap in it. You know what I mean? But let's be positive, people. And yes, you will see me tomorrow at some point. And that's all I want to do. Just trying to find truth out and put positivity out there at the end of the day. We all need it, and we're going to need it in the times coming because even if we think we know some of the stuff that's going on, the people that are going to wake up might be coming to us to ask us, which is going to be hard because you all know when people are upset and they're going to come to you about stuff and dragging up all this stuff, the horrible stuff that we know about, it's still going to affect us. Because it's that energy thing, and we're going to be trying to building people up, and that's very, very hard. It is frustrating. So, yeah. But yeah, you know it, girlfriends and boyfriends, stay cool and refuel with eye contact. Yes, a lot of people don't do that eye contact thing. That's why someone said to me the other week about, oh, you're always right up to the channel. Not that I can see you properly, but right in front of the camera. I'm thinking, I'm not going to sit right over there, am I? My videos are about talking, and I like to sit like close up so you feel like you're talking to me and I feel like I'm talking to you, and also I need to be able to see, getting on a bit. I need to see the chats. Prepare for a challenge. Gonna be the biggest challenge of our lives. Full stop. Trying to live in your own reality and you've got your own shit going on, and then trying to help other people. It's hard work, people. Got your own stuff going on. Who's here? Well, you lot are here when I'm talking to you, but who's here? When my mum don't believe in it all. I mean, I can speak to my dad. Who's here right now in this house when I go off here trying to feed me positive vibes? I do it myself. I think in a different way. I let things come through. I see a silver lining in something if someone says something, or if I've seen something on TV. I'll be watching a little bit of TV tonight if there's any films out, but not anything else. Do you know what I mean? It's you who makes you happy. No one else is going to make you happy apart from you. It's up to you. So my mum's ringing, so I'll just reject her 1 minute while I just say, and I better ring her because I told you mothership's coming. And I shall see you soon, and I'll definitely see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Have a good day, evening, morning, whatever, and I'll see you soon. Where we go one, we go all. Bye.